Let's meditate. I just thought this is something I can do. Everybody can do this. That's the beauty of it. Here's a thought I had. I had a dream last night, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. I was working at the time and I didn't know what to do. And the people in the workplace, they are doing something. And I didn't know what to do, so I went out doing nothing because I didn't feel I belonged there. Then someone caught me, maybe the boss. Then I made a little excuse that I had the pain in the back or something. And then I went back to work, which I didn't have any desire, maybe no talent to do the work either. So that was a kind of scary feeling I had. I never had those kind of a brain for a long time, maybe years. Well, maybe less than years, I don't know. Then I traced back why I had the dream. Then I could easily figure out. Last night as I was asleep, I was reading what I wrote 25 years ago, or 15 years ago. There's a whole package of my writing in Japanese, and I was reading it. And the title of that piece of work I did is called Thy Will Be Done. And I read it and explained everything I can think of. I was impressed. And then I looked back myself, I'm doing the same thing. Then that gave me a feeling, this is like a dead end. It's not meant to be so, but in terms of when you're using your mind and saying something, and then logic is there, and all the ideas I shared summarized lots of good stuff. And I was impressed and I didn't know what to do. So I thought about YouTube. I was talking to two ladies. I think they're from San Diego, maybe 27, 8 years old. And I explained what I'm doing, like a YouTube stuff, in my life here at the Backpackers. And then I move around. They thought that's wonderful. But if I have nothing more to say, like I found myself saying, and that piece of work was kind of like a conclusion of I don't know, maybe 80 different files. Everything I have said and shared can be put together with one sentence. That is, Thy will be done. And that was great, but that was maybe depressing because I had nothing more to say. I may want to share that whole file, translate it in English, so that I can examine what I did and what may be missing or not. But if that's the dead end of what I have done and revisited and lived and come to the same conclusion, is it good or bad? I went to sleep and then this dream popped up, as if I lost the reason of my being if I have nothing more to say. Then what's interesting is this. When you have nothing to do, what do? It's the same theme that I talk about, and I was throwing myself back into that state. When there's nothing you can do, what do? I've gone through that place many, many times, and I found my talent is not great. I just figure out what not to do, just on my own. I didn't want to belong in the organization, to be locked in. So the sense of liberation is what I was looking for from my young days. First engineering, science related, then business. And wherever I go, there are lots of talented people, so I stay out of those fields. Actually, that reminds me of Charlie Munger going through his life the same way, that he did this and that. His talent is maybe a million times much better than mine. But I guess that's something in there. So the dream, I had nowhere to go, and I just kind of faked that I can do something. And I came up to this idea that the dream meant if there's nothing you can do, there's still a way to go forward. That's the only conclusion that I could come from that dream. There's no escape. You just come up with anything. And then, after a while, reflecting the dream and my state of not nowhere to go, I came up with this idea. In Japanese, kyusureba tsuzu, when you are cornered, you find a way, or something like that. I'm sure there are lots of proverbs related to that in English too. And then I thought about that idea. I thought about my father telling me one thing that he taught me, nothing else. Because that was him, that maybe that was me to my son too. I didn't tell. But I told one thing to my son, do whatever you really like, and if that helps the society, that's the way. What my father told me is just one line. Something like, what's in Japanese? Aido. Aido is bottleneck. Be at the bottleneck. I didn't know, but what it means is to find the bottleneck, and if that's the critical position to be, that's where you may find something important to do. So my life may be always trying to find the bottleneck, not being able to find, but I find the bottleneck within myself. Like the moment that I didn't know what to do when I went to the temple and there's a vase, huge water vase, and there's only one goldfish swimming, and I thought that was me. What do I do? I'm the only one in the vase, nowhere to go. But that is basically like a Zen training. They push you to the limit like a koan, and you can't figure out, but you go through breakthrough. Kyusureba tsuzu. When you're cornered, you can find a way. Not outside, because that's still looking for the solution from outside, but the solution from inside, out of nowhere. When we cut the finger, it heals itself. Nature has a way. When we have problem, there's something inside. They may respond by the dream or whatever mechanism they've got. And if you stay with it, you find the solution. So this dream, and the evening I was reading my summary report from 15 years, 25 years ago. I get cornered, and then I had a dream, and I found a way. It's not me finding a way. It's the law of nature. The finger cut and the healing. If you are pain, just be there, quiet, samadhi, and then look around what's going on. Something happens. It's not you doing anymore. So it's like Shin Buddhism, Myokonin. Their saying is that Zen is like jiriki, self-power. Actually, it's not so, because you cannot go through with your self-power to be enlightened. I had that moment. So Tariki is like Amida Buddha to help you. So let go of your self-power and Amida will take over. That's Shin Buddhism, but in essence Zen is the same. Perhaps all the religions pointing the same in different ways. So thy will be done. And that's Amida's power, or whatever the term you may put it. The power of nature, maybe power of God for some people, I don't know. Unknown power, in my terms, within, because we are the product of that unknown power to be. That's only after the fact that I'm saying, but you have to prove that. You have to act on it. You have to live with it. So that's thy will be done. Whether or not I said many times before or summarized, it's just a word. It has to be lived. And the power is within. Eckhart Tolle says it's the power of now. It's the same thing. The power of now is being in the moment. It's samadhi. No mind, no self. or Shin Buddhism, Namu Amida Butsu, I let go of myself for the power of Tariki, other power, the power of Amida, which is infinite compassion. In Zen, it's the same. They let you sit, meditate, and you find you have nowhere to go. Your mind bothers, then you don't know what to do. When you accept it, the nature, Tariki, the other power, may bring out that enlightenment, awakening. So, don't be disappointed, don't be pessimistic. It is human life. We are going through the process of problem solving, and this is like an existential problem of who you are, what you do, and what is the bottleneck for that. The bottleneck is in our mind. Be empty. Maybe dream may pop up. Maybe in the dream we may be suffering, nowhere to go. Accept it. And only when that happens, you find a way. When you find a way, like Myokoni Kuda, the lady said, I am all right as it is, because you are in line to the way of Amida, thy will be done. What I said is just logic, but need to be found as experience. So that's called experiential wisdom. Otherwise, all the words, the books, literatures are just that. You play in your mind, understand, and put in this category and that category. But that's just a play in your mind, in our mind. Go beyond. So what do? I thought yesterday when I read that piece, I had nothing more to say. I don't know. I don't have to know. I just go one step at a time. I may have a dream. I will find a way to digest and move on. Dream is just a symptom, and behind the symptom is the power, whatever you call it. And we are here with that power, so find the connection to the source. And for that, the mind may need to be silent. That's why I may keep doing this YouTube thing. or meditation. Why? I don't know. And something is telling me. The dream is telling me. My experience is telling me. My intuition. May all beings be happy. The roosters are noisy these days. They have little chicks running around, small ones. They have to feed them and they're just so active. It's been raining. Now it's becoming clear. Have a good day.